Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Fly High Wi-Fi. You're not helping me here.
Yeah, I'll try better.
Yeah. All right, guys, it's been a while. We are back though with another episode of the Fly High Wi-Fi Mental Health Podcast. Yes, very professional, right, Marcus? We're working on it. The heat's getting to everybody, all right? Um, we are live from the Twitch page today. That is actually for Fly High Wi-Fi, not just from my page. So moving forward, this is where they will be, and I'm looking forward to it. Are you done?
Me? I'm on Kick, so I don't see comments.
Yeah, you're not gonna see comments on Kick or on Twitch today.
Yep,
Here, I'll send you the page.
it's okay.
It's just Fly High Wi-Fi on Twitch.tv. Working through all the difficulties here, chat. Moving through everything. New platform, new page, new streaming software. Right. So, what are our topics for today?
Hold on, let me catch up.
It's just
There we go.
find it.
I think
Okay.
so. All right. So we're gonna talk about forgiveness
Forgiveness.
and
Okay.
and how it affects your mental health
All right.
and caffeine addiction. Glad you got the Red Bull today.
Hmm. It's crazy how that works. Yeah. Always being targeted around here. All right, let's get into it. Which one do you want to start
Uh,
with?
we'll go with forgiveness first. We'll get you time to
Okay,
catch
yeah.
up.
I don't know. I might need to ask for forgiveness after this.
We'll give you the lesson first.
Okay.
Um, so studies have found that some people are just naturally more forgiving. Like, obviously, we can see that in the world. But there's a trend in those people that they actually live more satisfying lives and they're less depressed, anxious, stressed, have less anger issues, and hostile towards other people. They're also less likely to struggle with PTSD.
Hmm. I just okay. So I guess we got to get into me for like the forgiveness thing. What does true forgiveness mean?
So, forgiveness is the choice to choose to release resentment or anger towards someone who has caused you harm. So, it's a situation that you can be in, a
Okay.
person, or yourself.
All right. So I understand that part, but what about like how do we identify what actual true forgiveness feels like within a person?
So, they're rating that off of the ability to have that emotional freedom. So, the emotional freedom comes from people who hang on to it and they compare that to those who can just let go. So,
Okay.
forgiving, essentially.
All right. I was curious because like every situation's gonna be different in everybody.
hmm
So it was just how do they go off of like a guideline to justify if they've been forgiven or if they forgave that person or if they're forgiving themselves or what it might be.
So, it's based off of forgiveness as a choice. So, you're choosing to offer compassion or empathy to the person, situation, or yourself who wronged you. The following steps can help you develop a more forgiving attitude.
Okay.
So, in all situations, you have to reflect and remember. So, you kind of go through the process of it.
All right.
So, that includes the events themselves and how you reacted, how you felt, how the anger and hurt had affected you since.
Okay, we had a comment from Marcus already. How does one work towards full forgiveness? Is that be talk? Is that talked about in here?
hmm
Okay. Okay, we'll get to it, Marcus.
So, the next one would be empathize with the other person. So, kind of putting yourself in their shoes. So, truly understanding the situation. Uh, guess if an example, your spouse grew up in an alcoholic family, then gets angry when you have too many glasses of wine or alcohol, you might have to be more understanding towards that situation and kind of work to why they get angry towards you and forgive that they're getting angry. I know that's kind of like a small
That's
situation.
a small situation, right? So, all right. This I don't know why this always like is a thing for me. I sit here and think about like domestic abuse, spousal abuse, partner abuse. Like it's just hard to understand that in a situation because they might forgive that person, but then that person lashes out and does it again. How many times are they gonna feel like they forgave them for it to
So I
not
feel like
work?
there's maybe different ways of looking at it, or so are you talking about them staying? Because
Yeah.
there's forgiveness in staying, but there's also forgiveness in yourself when you leave.
Okay. That's what I guess that's where I was getting at. Would they say they forgive that person, but what entitles them to stay in their own mind?
hmm So you can truly never understand why someone forgives that person. Like there's no level of that. But then there's also when they leave, there's a level of them learning to forgive themselves and also forgiving that person again so that they can let it go and move on
Okay.
or move forward. Maybe
Move
not move
forward.
on, but
Yeah.
move forward. Because in that situation, you have to learn to trust again. You have to learn to not think everyone is out there to hurt you.
Yeah.
There's rebuilding. So you
Learn to
have to
respect
forgive that.
yourself again.
hmm
So they're
So, in order to do all of that, the first step to that is forgiving that situation to truly actually start rebuilding those steps, is what these
okay.
studies are finding. So, you can put all the work in, but you have to learn to forgive first. Because no matter how much work you put in, if you don't do that first step of forgiving, that first building block's not there.
Absolutely. You got to start somewhere, right?
hmm Another is letting go of expectations. So, an apology may not change your relationship with that person, um, but it's a start. Or if they haven't apologized, you have to learn within yourself that sometimes an apology is not needed.
Okay.
So, an expectation of the situation might still be within yourself to figure out how to have that forgiveness, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah.
So, there's also a difference between forgiveness versus forgetting or condoning.
Okay. I can see that.
So, they're not the same thing. Forgiving, again, is acknowledges the harm while choosing to let go of what has the hold on you. It's an active decision to seek peace for yourself rather than allowing the past to hurt or to continue to affect your well being. Forgetting and condoning is acting like it never happened and you're allowing that behavior to continue.
Sorry, reading chat here.
So, one of the things it talks about is the impact of grudges and anger on mental health. So, this kind of goes into the mental health aspect of forgiving. So the longer you hold on to these unresolved anger and grudges can act as like a barrier to recovery. So we just talked about that a little bit of like the building blocks.
Right.
It can emotionally keep you stuck in the past and keep you reflecting on the disappointments. These unresolved feelings can also drain you mentally and add to have add to you having chronic stress. So it's just not
It's
making a
good to know.
peaceful place for you to heal.
Yeah. I could see that in a lot of situations.
I just want to hit two again on the like forgiveness versus forgetting and condoning.
Okay.
You're not condoning the behavior. So I think it goes back to your question of like the going back and they keep doing the domestic violence again and again and again. I think that's more of like the forgetting and condoning
All right. Yeah.
versus for actually forgiving. So physical benefits of self-forgiveness, and this is like forgiveness in general, is by letting go of the resentments or anything that you are hanging on to, you can experience improved sleep, lower blood pressure, and better improved functioning or immune function. Forgiveness also reduces anxiety levels, helping your body return to a better state of balance.
I could see that
So, this also goes
for
back
sure.
to that like polyvagal theory. So, when you
Absolutely.
let that go, all that ties back into like kind of calming yourself down.
I think for me, I'm sitting here just like relating and trying to understand some of it. I think I'm more of a forgetting person than I am a forgiving. As I just let things escape my mind and not go back to them over and over again. And it's not that I ever forgave anything or forgive someone, but I think I just push it out of my mind and move on with the day.
Did you ever hear the saying like the body keeps count though?
I guess I'm gonna figure that out here shortly.
So, even though you're not putting it in your brain,
Right?
the body's going to physically hold on to that. That's a sign of like PTSD. So whether you're
Hmm.
thinking of it, your body's hanging on to it. So your body's keeping count whether you're mentally thinking of it. So this forgetting and pushing it to the side will cause like physical reactions to certain things
That makes
that you
sense
may
too.
or may not notice.
Anger,
So I don't know. Yeah, anger is an emotion. I said that today
depression.
to somebody. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna think of like an example. Say you don't like when someone has like a snarky attitude towards you, but you've never really like confronted that and they have a snarky attitude with you, but you automatically get like tense when they do it. But you're like, I'm just going to forget about it and move on. You're not truly forgiving every single thing in the past, so you're building up that tension towards just one little thing.
Makes sense for me because, like I said, I think I'm more of a forgetting. Just learn to push. I guess when my childhood and the things that I've been through, it was easier just to push things out of my mind than to deal with them directly for extended periods of time.
Yeah.
So I just it's crazy. What else we got?
I think we kind of hit most of what it is because we talked about like the building blocks,
Building blocks, right?
talked about like the three aspects is either forgiving another person, a circumstance, or yourself.
Forgetting,
Yeah, the forgetting part versus
condoning.
actually. And we talked about the health outcomes of when you actually do kind of learn to
Right.
actually forgive. instead
This
of
is
hanging
something.
on.
It feels like almost everything we bring up lately is have felt pretty connected to, and it's self-reflecting for myself. It's pretty crazy. And now you're
I
really gonna
mean,
hit me with another one here in about 2 minutes.
yeah. I feel like they're like short, sweet topics, but they're also like
They're
very
just
much
like
like you can take it and run with it.
right, absolutely, and
And this one obviously has no stats because you can't really take a stat of who's like forgiving versus who's not because we
right,
all have moments where we're either or.
right.
Uh, but I definitely, when I was reading it, I feel like I'm more of a forgiving person. I don't tend to hang on to things, try not to.
Right. Sorry. You guys didn't hear it, but I muted. Dogs are going crazy. We're about to have puppies.
Puppies,
Yeah. We'll talk about that later.
fun. Okay.
Let's get into another personal attack on me.
Yay. All
Cheers.
right.
Cheers.
I'm gonna want you to like look how many milligrams of caffeine are in that though. Can you
120.
tell me? Huh?
120.
That really?
Yeah.
Okay, my coffee has more in it than that.
That's natural caffeine.
The coffee?
Yeah, unless it's added coffee, but most of it is it's natural out of coffee.
I don't know. It's a store-bought coffee.
And it's probably not natural. Then you're right. All right, caffeine and this is 114 milligrams actually.
No, even less. Not too shabby. All right, so what is caffeine? Caffeine is a chemical that stimulates your central nervous system as well as your muscles, heart, and other parts of your body that help control blood pressure. So it affects a lot. And then it goes, a big thing that they keep hitting on throughout the whole thing is the amount of caffeine that you should take in daily is only 400 milligrams of caffeine
Max.
max.
Max. Absolutely. I
I feel
stay
like
under
I
that
exceed that.
threshold. Oh, I don't. I drink
Like I exceed that.
228 grams a day or milligrams a day. 2 Red Bulls, one in the morning,
You
one in the
drink
evening.
that, but you can find caffeine in food.
Touche.
So truly, how much are you consuming?
It depends on how much is in the food that I eat and how much of it's listed in the food that we eat.
Exactly.
Because the FDA doesn't require them to put it in the food if it's under a certain milligram. All right. Personally attacked again. Here we go. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I agree with that. There's probably quite a bit. Cricky says that's max over 400. That's funny. I know there's probably a lot of people that do drink energy drinks on a daily don't account for the amount that's in your food or other products you consume a day. Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely took that one and I was like, I feel like
So
I definitely
you
go over that.
night shift guys. Yeah, night shift guys. I guess I can't say much
So,
because the military used to issue us caffeine drinks when we went out on the road.
not healthy, buddy. Not
They were just
healthy.
little baby cans though.
And how much caffeine was in it?
Probably like 90 milligrams in that little can. It's like a little shot.
So
Tweaking
I
off the
wanted to
walls.
start with some caffeine myths.
Okay.
Um, so the first myth number one is caffeine is addictive. It is addictive.
Oh, let's see. Yeah.
Um, Caffeine does not threaten your health in the way that addictive drugs do.
Bull crap.
I guess depending on how you're.
Using it. So if you say another 400 milligrams a day, you're saying it doesn't really affect your health, is what it says.
You do what you want to do, right?
I mean, I'm asking, is it say there in
I
the
don't know.
myth? In the
I
myth.
didn't. I didn't look that up.
Oh.
I wasn't going.
All right, so that makes sense. You weren't gonna look it up.
Um.
It is a stimulant, no matter how you look at it. It is correct. Yes,
y-
Marcus, it is a
Yeah.
stimulant.
But if you stop caffeine cold turkey, you're going to experience some side effects for a day or even more, depending on how much you put in your body
Yeah, you're gonna
on a
be
daily basis.
you're gonna be tired.
So, yeah, you're going to
You're gonna be
experience caffeine withdrawal. So,
Mhm.
headache, feeling tired, feeling anxious, feeling really upset. You are going to experience like irritability, so depressed mood. You're going to go through fluctuations and finding it hard to focus. So, those are all the same effects of withdrawals, like on a different level, that drugs and alcohol can do to you.
Right. Caffeine headache is a real thing. Yes.
I've gotten it
I
before.
call it out all the time when I have one because I'm like, oh, I didn't have a Red Bull today. It's 9 o'clock at night.
However, experts do not label regular caffeine use as an addiction because they don't view it as affecting you in the same way that drugs and alcohol do.
Still have withdrawals from it.
You still do. So that's why it's considered an addictive substance.
Right.
So caffeine keeps you up at night. It can keep you up at night, but it keeps you up at night depending on what you drink and how you drink it.
I can drink a Red Bull and go to bed right now.
That's what you're about to do.
It's only 8 o'clock. Relax. Call me old.
You just took a nap.
I wanted to take a nap.
Didn't you say you fell asleep right before
I
this
said
after
I
you ate
could
food?
have. I said I
Oh.
could have. Caffeine keeps
Um,
me sane. He'll drink one in 2 hours. No, I won't, Jerry. I only have two a day. Relax. Everybody see attack Ryan. Here we go.
your body can quickly absorb caffeine. It'll go through your liver and then it'll stick around in your body for several hours, but once it hits your liver, you're able to fall. Like it's not impacting your body anymore.
So once it's broke down,
So, yeah. But for most people, a cup of coffee or two in the morning won't make it hard for you to fall asleep. So that's where they get this is
it's
in
already
the
broke
morning.
down, right?
Yeah.
My stepmom used to drink
But
coffee throughout the whole day. I'm talking up until she went to bed.
yeah, so you should try to have at least 6 hours before bedtime, depending on how your body metabolizes caffeine before going to sleep.
6 hours.
So it
Okay.
will, yeah, so it will keep you up at night. Caffeine raises your risk for heart disease and cancer. For short-term risk, your heart and blood pressure um, is commonly sensitive to caffeine, but several large studies have linked caffeine to high cholesterol, irregular heartbeats, or an increase to a risk of heart disease. So that's why they tell you the first thing to go when you start having issues with like your heart, limit your caffeine, limit coffee, limit all this other stuff because it is linked to.
Another big thing, people make sure you check your potassium. 'Cause your heart is a muscle.
Um, mhm. So for cancer, reviews of 13 studies involving 20,000 people revealed no link between cancer and caffeine.
Those 20,000 people.
Hmm.
I mean, this is me gonna go off the deep end here with this is how many things that we have in our world actually are labeled that they don't cause cancer anymore. It's like almost everything we do anymore. It's like may cause cancer. Thanks.
Yeah, that's
Driving in your car with the radio too loud might cause cancer. No, I'm gonna go deaf.
cancer.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right. So now we have some of those. What is caffeine addiction? Um, Obviously, it is someone who is addicted to caffeine. Like,
Right.
you're not going to be
Consumes
able to go without it.
way
If you stop
more.
drinking it, yeah, you're going to experience those withdrawal symptoms. Um,
Yeah. Consuming way more than they're supposed to.
yeah. Um, how does caffeine affect the brain? So caffeine affects the brain and produces the feeling, the alert feeling that people crave. So that is why it does become like a little bit of the addictive substance. So most other things give you that dopamine hit. This kind of just gives you an alert feeling, so everyone feels like they need to have it.
Focused, alert,
Um, mhm.
energetic.
And then, just like many of the other ones, what are signs of caffeine addiction? Sorry, the dogs are outside the window barking.
Probably ready to come in.
They are.
Is it warm out there?
Um, Not
Yeah,
really.
it's
It's not
probably
as
not
warm as
that
it
bad.
has
Yeah.
been. They have their pool they can go play in. A persistent desire or unsuccessful efforts to cut down or control caffeine use. Withdrawal. So you're experiencing those experiences with withdrawal. You're taking in caffeine at large amounts over a short period of time. Uh, you're not able to fulfill obligations at work, school, or home without the use of caffeine. So kind of the opposite of the others. You need caffeine to do things. It's not preventing you from do things. And then your tolerance is increased. You need remarkably more amounts of caffeine to achieve that desired effect.
I'm good to go then. Mine's just a
Will you,
routine. One
do
in
you
the
still feel the
morning, one in the
same
night.
as you felt the first time you drank that Red Bull?
I don't know. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't drink another one right after it because I don't get the same feeling. I drink
Well,
it just, it's
okay.
like my cup of coffee. Do you get the same? Do you feel the same? Do you got to poop right after your first coffee of the day like everybody else does? That's still getting the same
Yeah.
feeling, right? Yeah, you still get the same feeling. Caffeine does the same thing.
Not the feeling we were going for, but fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cricky says I have one every day at 9:30 at work. Yeah, it's just a routine at this point. I have one in the morning, one after dinner.
Um, so according to the National Institute on of Drug Abuse, approximately 80 to 90% of adults in the US consume caffeine regularly.
How many?
80 to 90%.
Yeah. Wow.
That's
Most
just
used.
consume.
That's the most used drug in the United States. Got it.
Uh, 1 in 5 daily caffeine consumers exceed the recommended 400 milligram daily limit.
I'm not there. I'm well, given what might be in my food and stuff, maybe, but I still got a 180 window.
I think you're there.
Wow, that's crazy.
Also, I didn't say that.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
I agreed.
Yeah. Uh, yeah.
Um, so caffeine is or caffeine addiction is more common among younger adults, with rates declining with age. So the older you get, the less caffeine you need. About 10% of adults aged between 18 and 29 meet the criteria for caffeine use disorder, compared to a 3% of adults aged 65 and older. And then studies suggest that caffeine addiction rates may be higher in women and smokers.
Okay. I can see that. Yeah. Both stimulants.
About 20% of regular caffeine users report experiencing withdrawal symptoms. And then the average daily caffeine intake among adults in the United States is about 200 milligrams.
See, I'm an average. um,
That's all I got.
that's all you got. All right. So 200 milligrams is the average consumption a day, but if you break it down, most people don't count up what might be in their food,
Yeah,
what might be in the drinks outside of coffee or Red Bull or
energy
energy
drink. Yeah,
drinks, right? So saying what was it, 80 to 90% of people in the United States consume caffeine daily.
hmm
It's absurd. But caffeine's in a lot of things. You got it in pop, you got it in coffee, you got it in energy drinks, you got it in pre workout. People don't even know about that.
yeah. I mean, that's the basis of pre-workout, isn't it?
Do the studies say why caffeine has the opposite effect on some people? Um,
Um, Go ahead.
that's a great question because I know for some that have ADHD, we talked about this, how caffeine has the opposite effect and it actually kind of hones them in and slows them down more than giving them the energy, but it's more of the focus side. But as far as like why does it different for everybody, I don't. Yeah,
So
Cricky,
typically,
go ahead. I was gonna read the comment.
um, oh, go ahead.
It's just he's consuming way more than 400. He's cooked.
Typically, when caffeine affects your brain differently, it's due to something like ADHD. So you have a function in your brain that the caffeine is going to reverse that effect. Um, I don't know chemically how to explain it, but like in medicines, they'll give you caffeine in your medicine to fall asleep. It's just something that helps your brain shut down. So it's just how it works, I guess.
Me
Not
being
like a very,
ADHD, that's probably why it doesn't make me jump off walls,
yeah, it's like that in like autism. So typically, what they say, like with neurodivergent people,
right?
they caffeine will make them go to sleep
Yeah,
or make them focus. It's just something chemically in their brain. When that chemical enters, it just kind of zones them in.
I get that. That's me. I guess that's me because no, it doesn't do nothing crazy to me. I've seen some people like you can tell the difference in when they drink that energy drink. Are you one of them?
No,
Well, we've talked about this topic before too. So, uh, but yeah,
I could drink caffeine and go right to sleep. I've been put on like one of those pills to like help me sleep at night. I don't take it anymore, but it was a caffeinated pill just to like knock me out.
I wonder if there's caffeine in ADHD medicine.
Some of them.
Well,
There's caffeine in certain medicines.
yeah, let me check.
All right,
Let's see.
I'm gonna be right back. I'll let the
Okay.
dogs.
Oh wow. The number one ADHD medicine in the world does not contain caffeine, but it is a legal meth, you know? The crazy fact about that. All right, guys, so we talked about the caffeine and forgiveness, forgetting and condoning, correct? Um Forgiveness, if you guys don't remember, it can affect you mentally as far as anger, emotional state, PTSD moments. So forgiveness is huge, but not only for yourself, for the others, but not forgetting, because apparently I learned today about the body keeps count. Instead of just putting it out of the back of your mind, you have to deal with it at one point or another, or it will continue to affect you. That is something that I'm gonna have to self reflect on and dig deeps within myself and see what still affects me, because there's still probably a lot of things that I've buried in my mind over the years. Um, and then caffeine, 80 to 90% of Americans, or is this worldwide? Was that worldwide or Americans?
U.S.
U.S. Okay, so U.S. studies, 80 to 90% consume caffeine on a daily basis. The average consumed is 200 milligrams. The most that should be consumed at a healthy rate is 400 milligrams. So, just a little quick overview of everything we talked about today. Again, guys, it's been a little while since we've been here. I just want to say thank you um, for being here and joining us on Twitch this time on the new Fly High Wi Fi page. And we will be back hopefully on a regular schedule here with summer kind of slowing down on both sides, hopefully. So, on behalf of myself, Mrs. Wi Fi, Fly High Wi Fi, thank you. And I hope you guys have a great night. Bye.
Hi.